What's going on, YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm about to go ahead and go back to the Ford dealership and pick up my GT350. So if you didn't see my last video, it's been in the shop for 2 weeks now, and I'm just now getting it back. I just got the notification, so my lift is right in the front of my house. About to hop in that thing and go get my car. It's been a long time. I've been driving this Blazer for the past couple weeks, and it's been a struggle for me. So I don't like SUVs, and I don't like to drive automatics, but that's all I had right now. I started looking for other cars in the meanwhile, but everything's overpriced, so I couldn't do that. But yeah, let me hop and head on to this dealership so I can get my car. Excited to see what they're about to say, what the problem was, even though I think it was the shift assembly, which they ordered, but they had to drop the trans, so I'll let you guys know what it is. But cue the theme song right now. Here at Royal Oak Ford, still see my car parked in the same spot where they said they would leave it, but this time it's ready. The other time I came here, it was just there until they worked on it. So let me go in here, talk to them. There she go. Can't wait to get my hands on this thing right here. So let me go talk to the cashier and cash out and see what the problem was. All right, finally all set with the Mustang here. Put my stuff in here, so I'm actually on my way to work. It's been so long. Keys already in, no car seats. You already know what to do. All right, let me get a cold start on this thing. It's been sitting for a couple hours. Let's see the magic happen. Clutch in. Wow, that is beautiful. I'm able to put it in reverse. All right, thanks a lot.
You're very welcome, man.
All right. All right, you too. I'll bring it back for an oil change soon. Ooh, it goes in first gear too. Wow. Now that I got my car back, I'm about to test it out. So the thing that broke the car was shifting aggressively. As I showed in the last video, I was at the track trying to downshift from third to second, and then it wouldn't go into second, and I couldn't shift at all. And I banged on the shifter, and I was able to go into second. But then once I got finished with the track day, I realized I couldn't go into reverse. So that's why I brought it in the next day after that track day event. And looks like they took care of it, but I'm going to make sure, because if they didn't do a good job at it, bring it right back. So I'm about to go out on the road, shift on it very aggressively, and make sure that it doesn't break again, because they got a new shifter assembly put in. And let me go take a look at the paperwork here just to make sure that's all they did to it, and I think that is. So it looks like the only thing that they did install was this gear shift lever assembly. So yeah, that took care of the problem. So I'm about to test it out just to make sure that this problem doesn't happen again. Free of charge. It was a recall item, so thankfully I didn't have to pay anything, just time and travel to get here, which I don't care. Yeah, about to test it out. About to go bizalls to the whizzalls. All right, test this thing out again. Turn my loud mode on. Oh my God, forgot I gotta get gas. Yeah, about to hold off on that testing for a little bit. Don't want to run out of gas doing this. We're heading to the gas station. That's where I should have went before, but I didn't want to get stuck in the gas station pushing my car in case I had to go in reverse. But let's test this out one more time. Here we go. Watch as I shift into reverse. Ooh, oh yeah, there we go. Such a crisp shift into reverse. Let me go on the first. Ooh, can I go on the second? Yes, I can. Can I stop and go back into reverse? Ooh, yeah. All right, let me go get a room here. But nah, let's go fill up first before we start driving crazy. So the trip gauge in the car says that I had 6 miles to empty. And I know you shouldn't drive a car that low on fuel, but I have a little insight on that. As a former engineer at Ford, I know how much gas, when this gets to 0, I know how much gas is in there. Because I actually tested the S550 Mustang to run out of fuel, and we would document how many miles after it reached to 0, how far after it would go before it completely ran out of gas. And I don't want to tell you all that because I don't want you trying that, but it's around a couple gallons of gas. So I probably have like 30 more miles I could go, but don't do that because sometimes the computer could be wrong and the fuel sloshes around in the gas tank, so it might be reading one thing, and as the gas goes around the gas tank, it won't read the same level because the fuel pump reader is only on one side, so you never know. So don't let it get that low. Don't be like me. All right, pulling out the dealership now. About to hop on the infamous Woodward Avenue, and I'll be taking some videos from here really soon, because every evening, every weekend, I don't know if you all know what the Dream Cruise is, but it's a bunch of cars, classic cars, new cars, project cars, just a bunch of people out cruising. On any given evening or weekend, you will see this, but the official Dream Cruise is like the 3rd week in August, and actually I'm registered to be in Mustang Alley, so that's if you're in the area and you want to see me, I'll be at Mustang Alley. I'm registered with my car. Mac and his Mustang will be there too. Well, it's Mac's wife's Mustang. That's not your Mustang, Mac. Okay, so that 3rd to 2nd gear downshift was good.
GSTV presents Better Together with Maria Menounos. Health tip of the day.
Update on my other camera. That thing is toast. The sensor went bad. That is a $530 part plus labor of $150 and shipping to $15, which is $700 and something odd dollars. I am not paying for because I can just buy a new camera for that price. So I'll tell them to trash that thing. All right, let's test this thing out for real. Make sure it still goes in reverse. Marvelous. Still goes forward. Let me go out a different way. Double checking that reverse. Triple checking. These downshifts that I'm more concerned about. So the downshifts make it not go into reverse. Oh, rookie mistake. Couldn't get the turn. Testing that reverse though, that would have been a mistake. Would have had to get out and push. Speed limit is low. Seemed good. So once the problem was happening, you could tell that the shifter was a little bit sloppy, so it wasn't as crisp as it is now. So I can tell that we're still good. I want to make sure we stay that way. Yeah, that's definitely still good. So if you had this issue happen, definitely go in to get it fixed. only took 2 days for the part to get in the dealership, but it took 2 weeks for them to get me into a spot to install it. They called me yesterday around lunchtime to say that they began to perform the work, and this morning before it was like 10 o'clock they let me know that it was done. So it doesn't take long to fix. Dealerships are just backed up right now. And I'm so happy to have this car back, like you don't even know. Like driving that Blazer was depressing to me. And so someone mentioned in the comments that it's a bad thing to bang on the shifter. And that person was right. Like I'm not going to, somebody corrected me, that was the wrong thing to do. But in the situation that I was in, I was 2 hours away from home. Like what do? Do I just sit there and not get the car to go in gear? Like it has to be fixed regardless. So I did what I had to do to get home. Now it's all taken care of, so no regrets on that. But when you do bang on the shifter, they have things in here called synchros, and that's what helps gets the gear or the shifter to go into gear. And some older cars you'll recognize, like you got to kind of struggle to go into a certain gear. That's when the synchros are worn out. So with me banging on that, that's what I did. I pretty much prematurely probably took some life off the synchros because they didn't replace those. So I did what I had to do to get where I was going. 2 hours away from home, and I was on the track, endangerment to other people. Like cars were flying behind me, so I did what I had to do to get to where I had to go. That's about as aggressive as I shift the car. Don't do too much more than that. I do want to get it at higher RPMs and see though. There's police in front of me, so I cannot do that right now. Can't keep downshifting though. Still smooth, I'm happy, and it is. Just want to make sure that that fix is good, because looking at the picture side by side between the O and the new shifter, they look identical. I don't know what's the difference. Maybe it's just stronger parts of the reverse lockout collar. Who knows, but it works. Satisfied. I can drive the car like it was meant to be driven. Before I speak too soon, let me try going in reverse again. Yeah, it's still good. Finally back home with the GT350. 2 weeks later, just want to give a shout out to Royal Oak Ford. They always take care of me. Very nice staff, always courteous. Gave me updates every single day. And they have a new system that I didn't notice that dealerships were doing. Like they just reach out to me via text messaging. It's like an online form of messaging, and I receive a text message when they say something, so that was super helpful, and it kept me in the loop because I had no idea what was going on for a long time. And every single day I had an update, like no, they didn't do anything, or yep, they finally took it in. So they let me know when the part was shipped, when the part got there, and when they finally got my car in for service. So right now, turning my car back into dad mode, putting the car seats back in here so we can get accustomed back to what we were doing before, making more videos. I took a week off, and that kind of felt weird not posting the video. I had some other things I was getting lined up, but those things didn't happen because life happened, and had business to take care of. So got my car back, can get back to making content once again. If you guys want to know anything about the car, let me know in the comments below. I'll try and make a video for it as soon as I can. So if you have a 2019 Mustang GT350, check and see if this recall is for your car. Something to get fixed, because it sucks when the issue happened. It sucks to not be able to shift in the first, second, and reverse during different times. So just get that taken care of. Stay on top of it. Speaking of that, I'm going to have to make another appointment to go back get an oil change. I think I'm going to add the oil separators on the passenger side. And just because I know how this car can be, I'm going to stay on top of the maintenance because it's documented that it's oil consumption. So I want to stay on top of those things. Don't want to blow an engine. I'm happy to have the GT350 home once again. I did a lot of downshifting on the way home, which isn't on film, but just testing it out just to make sure it didn't go back into the same issue that we had before where it wouldn't shift into first and second and then eventually not shifting in reverse. But it seems solid, so happy with the fix, happy with the service department. It did take a while, but yeah, people were telling me like, oh, you better complain, but I gotta wait in line. Like, they're not gonna put me as priority. Like, other people are waiting too. It'll be selfish to put my car in front of other people's car. You gotta wait in line. Like, you gotta wait just like everybody else. So no complaints from me. It is what it is. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed today's upload. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, browse the channel, and I'll check you all out on the next video. Peace out.